Hello everybody. I'm making this video because I feel like often those of us that are floxed especially, or anyone that has a chronic illness, does not have the best experience with the Western medical system. Many of us have been to doctors in the double digits, sometimes triple digits, depending how long you've been sick. And it's obvious that we've seen that many doctors because we haven't gotten any resolution. Many of us get sicker when we see doctors. Many of us are gaslit by the medical system, but not all doctors are the same. I had a lot of doctor's appointments this week, and the one I had, which was absolutely mind-blowing, is the one that I want to share today. It was an extremely validating experience, and for those of us that are suffering from a chronic illness, know that that does not happen often in the medical system. I was seeing a doctor for my ankle. As you all know, I have injured my ankle and I'm no longer able to do physical therapy or anything like that. And I went to see this doctor, and the doctor saw my charts and saw that I have Achilles heel tendonitis. All of us floxies have that. I had had an MRI which shows the tendonitis and inflammation and stuff like that, amongst some other things. And he said to me, "Did you get this after taking Cipro?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Tell me about your story." So I told my story in about 2 minutes. I took Cipro. I ended up in the emergency room. I couldn't walk. 5 months later, I'm on hospice, blah, 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 blah. You all have heard my story. And he said, "Yep, I'm not surprised. I've known about this for the last 20 years. I just looked at him like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, everybody knows about this." And I said, "Actually, they don't. Most people don't, because that's why I'm sitting here." He proceeded to discuss how you continue to have injuries long after taking Cipro, or a fluoroquinolone. He also touched upon the fact that in his practice, they're not prescribing Cipro at all for first, second, or third line anything, and definitely not for UTI. He acknowledged that Cipro can cause permanent and disabling side effects like what has happened to me. So basically acknowledging that he understands the reason why I am today is because of Cipro. He went on to give me some examples of other people that have been harmed by Cipro as well. Another thing that I thought was very interesting is that he went on to discuss my mast cell activation syndrome, because that is obviously documented, and asked if that also came from Cipro, because he knows that that happens after people take that medication. I'm like, phew. I said to him, "You are the first doctor I've ever been to in all of these years that says any of this stuff, that's putting it all together." I know I'm looking at him like, oh my God. He's looking at me like, "What do you mean? Everybody knows this. It's been like known for 20 years. No, it's not. If people know this, then I wouldn't be floxed. And the people that you discussed in your stories, they wouldn't be floxed either. This is an MD from the Western medical system that acknowledged that he understood the warnings and disabling side effects of ciprofloxacin and other fluoroquinolones, and the fact that you can develop mast cell activation from antibiotics like Cipro. I wish this doctor could be my PCP since he knows so much about this stuff, but that's not the kind of doctor that he is. So anyway, my point in telling you this story is that there are doctors out there that know this from the Western medical system. I wanted to share this good news, which is extremely validating. And my next thought was, if he knows about it for 20 years, why don't the rest of them? How do we get those other doctors to know what he does? So that's another topic for another day. When the ICD-10 codes come out in October 2025, I think we're going to see a big mindset shift, hopefully. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody.